eyes are on the Eastern Conference in this game as the New York Knicks play this one at home. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. These two teams both pretty fearsome on the glass.
Yeah, and the reason they are because they have guys who want to attack the glass. Second chance points are going to be huge in this game.
And they go in valuing the rebound. That's probably one of the first things that coaches put on their grease board.
No matter what you shoot, if you can get more possessions, you have a chance to win.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Rajon Rondo is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Gibson in a power forward. Rose dishes to Carmelo. Back to Rose. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
Derek is just exceptional in the paint. A gifted scorer amongst the trees.
Stolen by Noah. Here's Lee outside. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. So it's Chicago now. It's a three-point game. We're about 1 minute into the first. There's a screen. Wade against Lee. Lets it go from 11. Here's Lopez. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Lopez has got his first points in this one.
You love the way Robin Lopez just goes after those missed shots. That's where he can do damage.
Rose passes to Lee. Noah kicks to Lee. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Well, this gives you some confidence when you drop 3 straight to start the game.
And everyone knows that the Knicks have been committed to the triangle offense. Not the easiest offense to run or learn, Greg Anthony, but they are staying with it.
And I think for the foreseeable future, that is going to be the plan. I mean, their roster can work with it, but it hasn't been easy thus far. You wonder if the offense has simply fallen out of favor due to the up-tempo nature of the modern NBA.
Really admire the fact that Rondo is not afraid to go down there in the paint from time to time.
The shot's good. Lee's got 8 points.
I love this game plan. Attack, attack, attack. That's why they're already 4 for 4.
Rondo dishes to Gibson. Gibson the screen. Butler kicks to Gibson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Taj Gibson's one of those players that's just always in the right place at the right time. Never plays outside himself on either end. He just gives you effort every time out.
The first one falls. And with Gibson, you like that he can play as a starter or come off the bench. He's effective in both. He's comfortable in either role, as he's done both, Steve, for extended periods of time.
Because his mindset, whether starting or coming off the bench, is to play with energy, effort, and to defend. So any role, starter or off the bench, he thrives.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
You know, throughout his career, Taj Gibson has proven to be a valuable role player. Pretty good on both ends of the floor. Can do a little bit of everything.
Now here's Anthony. Releases from 15, and a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D, because that clearly was a breakdown.
Well, on defensive end as a team, you must be on the same page. On that possession, they were not.
Here's Lopez. Passed away. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. The Knicks leading by 4. Here's Rose. Noah the screen. Anthony kicks to Porzingis. 5 to shoot. And the shot falls short this time.
And with the defense disrespecting him there, that's a shot he needs to make.
Here's Lopez. Unable to get that one. Great defense that time from Noah. Lee kicks it to Noah. They get it back. Porzingis out to Lee. And another shot. Back to Rose. New York moving it around. Porzingis passes to Noah. Rose kicks to Anthony. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Rondo gets the bucket.
And that gentle release on Rondo's floater, when he's making these shots, the D is in trouble.
Rose dishes to Lee. Noah the screen. Porzingis passes to Anthony. Shot from 12. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Tell you what, the defense got lucky there because you know he can hit it from mid-range.
Wade, right side. Down low, Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Nice read by Dwayne Wade. Beautiful.
Here's Rose. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I did speak with Fred Hoiberg. Now, he knows this other team blocks shots, but he doesn't want his team to change its approach. He said, we've got to attack the paint. We can't just live outside. I told my guys, when you go up strong. So, Kevin, they're going to take it early and often to the front of the rim.
Okay, Dave, thanks. And quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one, too, guys.
Yeah, I mean, up against this team, finding ways to crack their defensive shell is always going to be the #1 challenge.
You can't stand around. You have to set picks. You have to cut. You have to have body movement to get quality shots.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Mirotic is checked in for Gibson. Doug McDermott comes in for Jimmy Butler. Valentine's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Grant in for Rajon Rondo. New York, no good that time either.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the leaner.
To the left side wing. Grant gets a wide open look. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The Knicks with the lead. Outside Jennings. Pass to Holiday. Shoots. Another miss by Holiday.
He had all the room he needed to get the shot off. Just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
The shot by Valentine, no good. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. The pass to Jennings. Thomas a screen. Jennings kicks to Holiday. Feeds it to O'Quinn. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
The Knicks shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
O'Quinn taking 2 shots.
Two shots.
And that one falls for O'Quinn. Both good from the line that time. Here's Mirotic. They set the pick. Makes good on the step-back jumper.
Mirotic is not phased at all. Doesn't matter what you're throwing his way. He's going to top it.
And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Knicks lead by 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Well, we know what Derrick Rose has been through, the injuries, the expectations. And we asked him how he's dealing with all of them.
I got a clear mind when I play. I can't think about the past. I can't think about if I'm going to hurt myself, if I move the wrong way. When I'm out there, I have a free mind. I have no expectations on myself. I just know that I prepare myself well. There's no pressure.
Well, and Rose says no pressure, but I have to feel like there's at least a little bit, guys, of pressure to get back to where he was.
Yeah, I mean, league MVP in 11, once considered a cornerstone for the NBA's youth movement. Hey, with a little more luck, he may still be that.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
They're just very aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, attacking the rim in this first quarter. A lot of trips to the free throw line.
The momentum in this game is all theirs right now. The defense can't seem to stay in front of them, and they're going to continue to exploit that weakness.
So for Chicago right now, Tony Snell is out there with McDermott. Then there's Valentine. Then there's Nikola Mirotic, and it's Grant in at the point.
Mirotic is looking to throw it down when he's near the rim. He can get up quickly. Nikola Mirotic is one of those guys you're waiting and waiting for just to break out. He's a stretch four that can really knock down a lot of threes. He can be dangerous. We just wait for him to have that breakout season.
That three off the mark. Bulls trail by 3. Valentine dishes to Snell. There's the screen. Lets it go from deep. That one misses. Now the Knicks take it the other way. And with Mirotic, the potential is definitely there, Steve. He has a great shot and looked a lot more comfortable, I thought, in the games he started.
You know, the reason why is because the attention is not on him. When you're playing with the starters, you're like the forgotten guy. So he can sneak in, trail, and knock down threes.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, we know Jimmy Butler made a big bet on himself back in 2014. He turned down the Bulls' 4-year, $44 million contract extension offer, and it paid off. After a breakthrough season, he signed a new contract, a max deal for 5 years and $95 million. Instead of his decision, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, but everything I put myself through, I knew what I was capable of.
He's come a long way, David. Thank you. Here's Snell. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Here's Grant. And a missed layup.
Not a good pick there. If I'm shooting the ball and I'm looking at it, I'm asking, where is the effort? You've got to do a better job of screening.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
He has a nose for the glass and a sixth sense in terms of how to read the angles.
Both teams will make substitutions. There are a lot of great coaches known for their defensive prowess. And, Steve, do you have your pick for the best defensive coaches in the NBA right now?
Greg Popovich does a nice job. Rick Carlisle comes to mind. These guys just does a nice job of being able to change their defensive philosophy throughout the course of their game. Doc Rivers also come to mind, being able to play with what he has, and he can change up on the fly.
Now, here's Wade. Butler passes to Mirotic. Porzingis with the steal. And a wide open look for Lee. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Lee's got 10 points. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Starting.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for New York. And a change for the Bulls. Lopez is checked in. Taken away by Anthony. And it's Rondo in the corner. The feed now to Lopez. Kicks it to Wade. Fades. And again, Chicago. No good.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Porzingis kicks to Rose. That one good for 2. And it's a 12-point Knicks lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
They set the screen. Lopez kicks to Butler. To stop the drought. Lopez dishes to Butler.
The physicality of Jimmy Butler poses so many issues for defenders.
That's his first personal foul.
And for Jimmy Butler, for a player with his skill set, he sure heard his name floated around a lot in the rumor mill, Steve. Interesting to see a team want to trade someone with his talent.
Yeah, you do, because of some of the disagreements he's had with his coaching staff. But, you know, bottom line, Jimmy Butler is an all-star, a guy that's one of the best two-way players in his game. You're not going to trade him for just nothing, so I don't see him going anywhere.
And New York making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. And the second free throw, good.
I think Jimmy Butler is top of my list as far as two-way players that could do just about anything you ask him.
Rondo against Rose. To the paint. Leans inside. Lopez with the block. Wade passes to Rondo. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Rondo's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Bulls. Lee kicks to O'Quinn. He feeds it to Carmelo. Puts it up from 12. Chalk up 2 there. Anthony's got his third basket of the night right there.
And we've seen plenty of those lapses today. I thought eventually they buckled down on D, but they may be just doing just the opposite.
Wade outside. The dish to Butler. Shot from 12. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
When you think of the best as far as two-way players, Jimmy Butler is one of the first names that comes to mind. Great blend of offense and defense. Gives you effort on both sides of the ball every night.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Butler, his effort is something that never comes into question, Steve. He is a competitor.
You have guys that compete on the offensive end, but when you love a guy that does it at the same type rate on the defensive end, he's a two-way player, but one of the best we've seen.
And so Butler nails both of them.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Butler against Anthony. Back to Rose. From beyond the arc. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. And that's now 7 points for Derrick Rose.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Rondo dishes to Butler. Lopez a screen. Butler passes away to the middle. It's deflected. Shot clock at 5. Anthony against Butler. Anthony kicks to Lee. Back to Anthony. He dishes it to Rose. Fires for 3. And it's Wade with the rebound. Bulls trail by 12. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Outside Rondo. Lopez a screen. That's a 2 from Butler. Second shot opportunity, and it's Lopez laying it in.
And that soft touch of Lopez makes things easy for him down there.
And here's Anthony from the arc. He can't hit that time. Rondo. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. It's the Knicks up 10. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, how's it feel to be back on the floor again?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Good to see you back out here, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to review the first half of action. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. Their play in the second quarter was inspired as they turned what had been a tight contest into a 10-point ball game by the time we reached halftime. Hey, big fella, what's your take on New York so far?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. As a matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on the Bulls.
They ran into a buzzsaw, and it was on full blast. And once they fell behind, the crowd got into it, and it seemed that they lost a lot of confidence. They started pressing, forcing things, and it made it worse. So in the second half, relax, man. Just remember, there's 2 more quarters. It's a fresh start.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Great performance by Courtney Lee.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
Just awesome on-court awareness, knowing when to take it to the hole as well as dish it out. That's why he is such a crucial member to this team.
Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Derrick Rose is out there with Lee, and it's Noah in at the 5. They're the group for Jeff Hornacek starting the second half. Good D by Lopez.
That was a huge face-off at the rim. 2 great competitors. Defense took it.
Outside Rondo. He kicks it to Gibson. Back to Rondo. Just 5 on the clock. All alone. That one rolling around and rims out.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
No good from Lee.
And that makes it 0 for 3 coming out of the half. Not what they wanted or were expecting.
And with the Bulls, there are so many great moments to choose from. But in your view, Steve, what do you think is the defining moment for this Bulls franchise?
From a playing standpoint, you can't help but think of when Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot to win the finals over Byron Russell. First title over the Lakers was right up there, too. But that was the biggest for me.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
No good on the free throw.
And the Knicks overhauling their roster with some big names. Of course, the former Bulls, Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, but also shooting guard Courtney Lee, who I think can definitely help them with his defense and shooting.
Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for New York. And Chicago also making a switch. Mirotic is checked in. Good on the second free throw. And we heard some speculation that the Knicks might look to trade away their veterans and look to rebuild around Porzingis. This summer, that was not the case, though.
Well, it seems like rebuild is a dirty word in New York City. There's not a lot of patience for losing. We'll just see how far they can go with this new roster.
Here's Jennings. After the basket by Nikola Mirotic. Noah the screen. Porzingis kicks to Anthony. Puts it up from 12. That shot off. Some solid defense from Butler.
They can't buy one right now. 0 for 4 already to start the third.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Lopez, a screen on Jennings. Rondo kicks to Lopez. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Lopez has got 6 points.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Porzingis with a screen on run. And here's Anthony from the arc. Again, the miss by Anthony. Bulls trail by 5. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Knicks have gone 0-5 to the start of the second quarter. Extremely cold shooting coming out of the locker room. There's a good screen. Lee against Wade. Back to Anthony. Connects on the 17-footer. He's got 8.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Dishes it to Mirotic. A fader. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Went to the fadeaway. Didn't need to, though. Probably cost him some points.
And GA, after being such a fixture in the city of Chicago and for so long, Joakim Noah signing with his hometown team, the Knicks, in the last offseason, a bit of a bittersweet end of his time with the Chicago Bulls. A lot of moving parts in his time with Chicago.
Yeah, and, you know, his playing time had dwindled, and it was just, I think, in everyone's best interest for him to move on. It's a great fit in New York, both with the team and the pulse of the city. Clearly was still valued highly around the league as it took a sizable contract to put him in that Knick uniform.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. McDermott's checked in for Lopez. Tony Snell comes in for Jimmy Butler. Valentine's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Jaren Grant in for Rajon Rondo. Now here's Jennings. Pass to Kuzminskis. Here's Thomas. Misses off the left iron.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
On that play, you gotta trust your teammates. Instead of forcing that one, just pass it.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a whole different ball game down low when this fella's lurking around.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, the league and NBA teams have become much more aware of protecting players' health, and they're finding out that rest and sleep are a huge part of that. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said medicine and science have improved, and thought processes do as well. He said in the old days, guys played 48 minutes. Well, we've made advances. We don't go backwards with this stuff. We go forwards. Guys, that's why they want their players off their feet as much as possible.
Good report, DA. Thank you.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
New York moving the ball around. Holiday inside the line. New York, no good that time either.
Mix up defensively, left him wide open from mid-range. That's a shot he needs to hit.
Here's Grant. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Grant's got his first 2 points.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And this comeback was fueled by doing it on both ends of the floor. Let's see if they have the same energy level to keep this up.
Here's Kuzminskis. Hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And here's Jennings outside. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And it's Grant in the corner. 29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And he converts the layup. Grant's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Outside Holiday. They set the pick. And here's Jennings. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. And the Knicks miss again. Mirotic has a wide open look. But they get it back. No good from outside. Three-quarters of play in a close game here. It's Chicago as they wrap up the third quarter on a 14-3 run. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. Chicago leading. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at the Bulls. They've got Jimmy Butler. Taj Gibson is out there with McDermott. Then there's Grant, and it's Valentine at the shooting guard.
Well, his team is winning. I think he wants to help seal the deal, but maybe shooting the basketball right now may not be the best way to get it done.
Now here's Rose. He tries for three. Traps in the tray. Rose has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Knicks. And Chicago shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Gibson the screen to the paint. McDermott dishes to Gibson. Butler in the corner. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Bulls lead by one.
You know, in this new era of basketball, stretching the floor is critical, and Jimmy Butler has really knocked down that three shot.
Here's Porzingis. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. When you watch Porzingis play out there on the floor, he is just pure excitement. On either end of the floor, you have to expect the unexpected. And watch Greg for big plays because he has been delivering.
He comes up with what I call momentum plays more often than not. The pitching for the huge putback dunk or the block. His style of play is why he became so popular so quickly.
The first one falls.
And it's been an outstanding game for them at the free throw line, not missing their chances when they get them.
Some changes for Chicago. Robin Lopez is checked in for McDermott. Wade comes in for Valentine. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Grant. And that one goes in. Two from the line that time.
And one thing about Kristaps Porzingis, you know he can overcome adversity. I mean, he was booed heavily on draft day for not being the selection the fans wanted. And you know what? Didn't let it bother him and didn't take it personal. All he did was go out and win over every fan of the New York Knicks imaginable. And he made a few more. Just a spectacular rookie campaign. And I just tell you guys, the sky is the limit for this young man.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Can't capitalize on the good pick.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
And that one's good by Butler.
He's worked on his jump shot, and now he has the pull-up jump shot as well.
And for Porzingis getting booed on draft day, that can leave a sour taste in a lot of players' mouths, but he understood it, and he just uses it as motivation.
Kevin, give him credit. A lot of players may let that distract them or detract from who they are, but not Porzingis. That exciting play, though, quickly won over any critics he may have had.
And Chicago has possession. The Knicks making the shot. Here's Butler, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Joakim Noah is checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Just 4 to shoot. Lopez passes to Rondo. Three-pointer, Butler. Butler can't get that one to fall.
Something seems off with him tonight. Maybe it's his rhythm or his timing. Fortunately, his teammates are playing well enough to keep them ahead.
And that one is good. Porzingis has got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
Second chance points can kill you. You must concentrate on the defensive glass.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And last season, Taj Gibson dealing with his name being on the trading block for a good portion of the time. Steve seemed like it was finally his chance to break out and put up big numbers too.
Well, you see Taj Gibson's ability to play above the rim. Defensively, he is solid. You were waiting for his offensive game to catch up to everything. He's not there yet, but he's one of those guys that's a terrific contributor on the team, and you got to have him.
The first free throw is good. That one is no good.
You know he wanted to knock down all his shots at the line, but he still did enough to put them in front.
Deep 2 from Anthony. They get the rebound. Noah. The layup missed.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Look, I know he wants to put the team on his back, carry them across the finish line, but it's all about getting a high percentage shot.
Now Noah. After Jimmy Butler missed from long range. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Here's Wade. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
One of the best in the business at drawing contact. Wade knows how to work his way to the line.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Porzingis can't hit. Chicago's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Lopez sets a screen for Butler. From the wing. The shot by Wade, no good. New York's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. Now Anthony. Outside, Porzingis. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Butler with the ball. It's stolen by Anthony. Here's Porzingis. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. So the first one drops, and that gives them the lead. The Knicks making a switch here. Jennings is checked in. Mirotic is checked in for Chicago. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Bulls have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Wade gets the bucket.
Has there ever been a more cold-blooded finisher than Dwayne Wade? The bigger the moment, the better he is.
Now here's Anthony. Pass to Lee. To the inside. Here's Noah, and it's sent back by Lopez. Wade kicks to Rondo. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Butler. That shot off. Good work defensively by Anthony. For New York, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Shot from 12. New York, no good that time either. Chicago leading. Mirotic dishes to Butler. Down low. Tries again. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Jennings in the corner. Fires the 3. Mirotic grabs the miss. Now the Bulls with it. And the pass to Butler. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Out to Wade. No good on that one. And New York the other way now. Anthony in the corner. Connects from downtown.
Timeout. What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
You know I love that crunch time. This is where the big-time players are made.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're losing by 2. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Fred Hoiberg was talking to his team during the timeout. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
$20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Butler, no good.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
And if you're the defense, you probably should sag off him right now because he's not knocking down anything.
2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
Chicago calls timeout. They trail by 4. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, coaches tell them take the easy points in a hurry and then foul as soon as possible.
They don't have a whole lot of time left, so that strategy makes the most sense.
$15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Butler missing again.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
On that play, you gotta trust your teammates. Instead of forcing that one, just pass it.
At the line for your Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And he is unable to get the second one. Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 5. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, coaches tell them take the easy points in a hurry and then foul as soon as possible.
They don't have a whole lot of time left, so that strategy makes the most sense.
Here's Rondo. It's money from deep.
Rondo showing once again that championship pedigree. Someone came to play.
New York calls timeout. They lead by 2. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ballgame.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
So a close game sees New York take this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Joe. Nice win tonight. What was your team's attitude coming into the game?
Yeah, we played hard tonight. We're getting better. We just got to keep going. You know, it's a work in progress. And, you know, we just got to keep fighting and get as many W's as possible.
Well, the trend line is looking good so far right now, Joe. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next time. Have a